I have a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and a business coach. I take a combination of melatonin, Zen, and Klonopin to go to speak. I think I vomited before I got on the stage. And so
leave us with this. I always ask my guests, if there was one thing that you wish the world knew about you, but they don't, what would it be?
I don't know if this is going to answer your question, but I think the perception of who I am is very different than the reality of who I am. I was in an event last year and I was talking, this woman raised her hand and goes, what advice do you have? Like, you seem very confident, you get on stage and you say all these things, but what about for someone that's like not confident? I said, I appreciate your comment, but I want to tell you something. Reality and the perception can be very, very different. And I think that, especially in this industry, like I come across as wearing all black, fast talking, hard hitting, like no bullshit kind of guy. But I'm actually like a lot more sensitive than I think. Like I care a lot about, like I take, like what makes me happy is like a lot of my team's been with me for like 10 plus years. And I don't do that by being an asshole. I do that because I genuinely care about people and I want to take care of them and they've done good for me. So I think it's like at first interaction, people perceive me to be very different for who I am. I'm not this guy that's going to South Beach tonight at Live and got probably, I'm hosting a dinner tonight, but if not, I don't know, eat 2 bar tacos and watch a documentary or read The Fund. Like,
right.
Farthest thing from that, So I think, look, we all play roles in business and we all have certain personas and, but I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think I've just accepted the fact that everyone's not going to know who you are or you're not going to be everyone's friend and you just got to be authentic to yourself. But I don't know if that answers your question. But
no, it definitely did. And I think that the way you ended it, to me, is the definition of authenticity. I think if everybody likes you, then you're probably not being your true, authentic self because you're not going to be for everyone.
I always say, I don't know if – I always joke. I think the only difference between me and a lot of people is I say what I'm thinking, and I think a lot of people don't say it. Yeah. And I've calmed down a little bit. I mean, I used to love to make the inflammatory comments and then start a ruckus, but there's different forms to do it, and I don't need to come into someone else's event and raise my hand and ask the crazy question. I remember once I was in an event years ago, and I was press, right? So a couple $1,000 ticket, but I'm there as press. And it was Stitch Fix. You remember the box, the Stitch Fix box?
Oh, yeah.
And they were up there saying, like, we know, because of our data, we know our customers better. We're able to get merchandise more accurately. And I raised my hand and I said, if you guys are so accurate and you know your customer and you can predict inventory so well, why are you losing hundreds of millions of dollars on the verge of bankruptcy? I guess I asked it a little harder than that, but it wasn't a lobball question, and especially they flew out there to go on stage. Some people are like, Eddie, great question, man. You got the balls to do that. Someone else is like, whoa. Like, there was another time they had these 2 Gen Z kids up there, one from Wharton, one from Yale. And they said, you got to understand us. We purchase with our values. We like to be like, we associate with the brands we buy, blah, 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 whatever. I raised my hand. I said, can I ask you a question? Where'd you get that suit you're wearing today? Who bought that for? Oh, your dad. And who bought you those Everlane t-shirts? Oh, your dad. How much money do you make a year? Okay. How much money do you think you're going to make when you graduate from school? And by the time you take rent and everything out, how much do you think you have left? I was leading him down a path to basically say the only reason he has the ability to buy the clothes he's buying and choose the brands he's choosing isn't because of his values, because it's actually his father's values that he works so damn hard that his son could afford to go and buy them. It's very easy to talk this game when you're not the one paying for it. So people are like, oh my God, you like, why did you ream this kid out on stage? Actually, I knew the guy's father very well. He's like, oh my God, my son hates. We actually became friendly, me and the son. He's like a young kid. He was in college. When he comes to New York, we get a cup of coffee or whatever. But that was always my brand. My brand was always to, throw the rocks, say the question no one wants to. So there's a place for that.
Yeah.
I love to moderate on stages because, oh, depends who you ask. I'm fucking asking you, man. What do you mean? Like, oh, we had a conversation last week. That's not how you answered the question. So why don't you tell me exactly what you said on the phone? Sometimes you don't have to just read. It's a style,
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. I like also people to speak their truth.
I like it, man. You're great.
Well, thanks, man.
Here's the truth. Most people are walking around chronically dehydrated, and the water they're drinking to fix it is actually working against them. It's stripped of minerals, or it's loaded with contaminants and microplastics, and it's all coming from these plastic bottles. So you're drinking more, but you're getting less. So my team and I, we fix that. we created No Days Off Premium Water. We take it through an 8-step reverse osmosis process. It comes out contaminant-free, PFAS-free, microplastic-free. Then we put back what your body actually needs: calcium, magnesium, and potassium. The electrolytes you sweat out and the minerals that run over 300 reactions in your body. We balance it to an 8.1 alkaline pH for hydration that works at the cellular level. And we can it in aluminum, never plastic. So nothing leaches out into your water and nothing sits in the landfill. That's the hack. Hydration done the right way. Not more water, better water. But I'll be straight with you. Water is only half of it. The other half is showing up and doing the work. No days off. That's the whole reason this brand exists. So here's what I want to do for you. If you're local to, or even just visiting, Nashville or Miami, I want to give you a free workout at Legacy. On us. No catch. You come in, you train with our team, you feel what No Days Off is all about. So if you're serious about your health and you're anywhere near Nashville or South Florida, come see us. Book a free session at legacyfit.com. Walk into Legacy and tell us the big dog sent you. We'll take care of the rest.